What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. Today guys, we're going to start off completing Scream Hulk. Now, I've been very good with SBCs. I really don't have many that have much value. The ones that I have done, I feel like have been super useful to us. In fact, if we go and take a look at the special cards in the club right now, let's pop the quality to special. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying the Road to Glory, please drop a thumbs up on the video. It'd be very much appreciated. Carlos Vela was like 25k. He's banging. Theo Walcott over 100,000 coins, but has been immense for me. Thoroughly enjoy him. Timo Pukki was like 22 to 24k and has been immense. Osimhen was like 12k. I've only played 5 games with him, but I feel like for a first owner with the stats he has, that was just a bargain. Quincy Promes, I can't remember exactly how expensive he was, but he's played a lot of games. He doesn't really get involved in the action so much. Maybe that's one of those ones that he's more one that I'm kind of banking on getting upgrades. In fact, some people are theorizing that he might even get an upgrade this week. And then Ndombele we earned. Mkhitaryan was from that other SBC. This probably was a waste, right? This one. I haven't done anything else. I've been really good. Even like Jesus Navas, somebody in the comment section from yesterday's video was like, hey Nep, you should try Jesus Navas, do his SBC. He had scored 51 goals in 50 games for the guy. And when I look at Jesus Navas, I think to myself, this is a quality card, right? But 2-star weak foot is a bit sad, but it's a quality card. But I already have a pace merchant that I can use in that spot, and it's Theo Walcott, right? But with Hulk has Milner's a waste of money, right? Jesus Navas is 50k. If Jesus Navas gave back packs, I might have done him. With Hulk, I like this card a lot. He's got, other than balance and a little low on composure, his card is just great, right? His physical's top tier, and then he's got really well balanced stats everywhere else. And he will be an impact sub for me. It'd be very hard to start unless I just soft link him to Guardiola. Can't really do much more than that, you know, other than just soft linking him to Guardiola. Or I could put Guardiola, Hulk, Neymar, and Tellez in down that left-hand side with Militao and go through and have him on 7 chem as a centre mid. I might do that. But the reason why I think it's important that I do this Hulk card, few things. Number one, we made so many coins off the bronze pack method over the last 3 or 4 days that I picked up literally about 150k coins, right? So it's not that we've done him for free. That's not fair to say, but we've made a lot of coins, so it's okay to splash out every now and then. Number two, I really love Hulk. Like, he's a player that I've enjoyed watching throughout his career. He's a card that I've had like good connections with through FIFA through the years. You know, the team of the season cards that he's had. I think a Footy's card that he had. He's just had a lot of cards that I've played with a lot over the years, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And although he's 3-star, 4-star, he gives 3 really good packs back, and his SBC set isn't the most expensive. So I've done it all already. I've still got 65k coins. I've utilized some cards out of the club. I bought everyone for this except the centre back and the right back. And we get a jumbo premium gold pack for that. So a 15k pack. Let me get onto Footbin as well and give you guys an exact amount of what Footbin says it is. And you can always do it a little bit cheaper than a Footbin Solutions. The CSL section is for a 25k pack, and I think everyone here is first owner, except the left-hand side. Well, there's four players that I bought there, nice and easy on that. So yeah, Footbin is coming in at 147k. You could probably, even if you just snipe the players that Footbin suggests, you could probably get it for like 140, 135. And then for Brazil, now we are using a few untradeable first owners here, Higuain, Parejo. I am using Courtois. I'm going to have to go and buy another Courtois to put into my team because I need him. So we'll have to go and buy another goalkeeper unless we pack an icon here. An icon goalkeeper would be nice, but you get a rare mega pack. So for 150k worst case scenario, you get 95,000 coins worth of packs plus this Hulk. I think he would be around 100 to 200k on the market if he was tradable. Now I know he's untradeable, but also I think for the next set of icon tokens, we had leagues this year, this month. I have a feeling EA will just do nations next time. It makes the most sense. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But if it does do nations and you need, say, 7 first owner Brazilians and to win 3 games in rivals with those, all of a sudden this Hulk comes up trumps. If I'm wrong on that, then I'm wrong on that. But yeah, I think it's a quality card and he's going to go into the team nicely. So with that, before we get into some gameplay of me completing objectives for Screamer, Jekko, we're going to work through those throughout today's video. Let's see what we can get out of these packs. If we can get a board, would be nice, obviously, just to pull some coins back. Even if we get like a 20, 30k coins back, would be real nice. We don't really get anything out of these. We're going to discard those. Anything good in here? Ooh, really not. We get a Mictarian, but he is utterly worthless. We can send him up for a little bit and get rid of the rest of the items. And then a 25k pack. These typically haven't been great for us this year. You know, we've got a lot of them from squad battles. Let's see if this one proves any different. No, that's pretty dead pack as well. And so that's going to leave us with one rare mega pack. That is a really bad pack. Fair play. That is absolutely outstandingly bad. So, are we going to have some luck? Are we going to get a big player? I'm ready for a big player on this account. I know my pack luck hasn't been bad on this account. We have packed multiple 20 to 60k players. We are really yet to hit a marquee player. Haven't packed anyone worth more than 100,000 coins. Haven't packed anything like outstanding in general. And that's going to continue. So we don't get a board or a walkout there either. And so, oh, that's a tough pack. That's a really bad pack. What do we get here? Lone pack, Joel Matip, and Dumfries and Wanyama. That was that's been my typical pack luck really. Recently we get a lone pack in before we end up hitting something massive out of the lone pack. But yeah, so we're now going to head on, like I say, to some objectives. Start grinding towards that Jekko. I'll show you guys. Wow. Whoa, we actually got 3 players in here. We get a lone Lacazette. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to hold on to him. French first owner, Premier League first owner. Even though I have his regular card anyway, it could be useful to hold on to him. In terms of where we're at with the objectives, I am now level 27. You will see that pack, I think today. It had nothing in it anyway, regardless. And we're nearly done on everything. I need to do Silver Bullet, which is score another goal with a silver player, and a Silver Duet, which is win a match and score 2 goals with a silver player, which is, again, comes down to that whole rivals thing and how difficult it is. With Jekko, I've already done Lethal Strike. You saw some of that in yesterday's video. We're 1 out of 4 for Bosnian Diamond. We're 4 out of 10 for the assists. We're 2 out of 3 for the Giant Slayer. And then these 2 are done via online survival and squad battles. So we'll do those after I've done the online stuff. So basically, I could do this. 1 game to score with Lukaku and win. Yes. 6 more assists with Lukaku. And then scoring from 3 crosses with Lukaku. This is going to be the one that's going to take me the longest amount of time, I think. But that's where we're at, guys. So let's get into some gameplay. All right, guys. So before we get into some gameplay, it won't be much gameplay, but it will be some gameplay. We have got a lot to unpack with regards to rivals, objectives, stream sniping and relegating yourself and so on and so forth. But first of all, just to bring to your awareness, EA have dropped some new season objectives. They've dropped the Mummy Mayhem, which I tweeted out that this was there, and a lot of people were like giving it grief. I actually think this is really good. And this is what I wish there was more of, more consistently. So they've done Curse of the Mummy, which is for a stadium theme, which in my opinion is largely irrelevant. I don't really care. I'll do it just to do it, and for the 50 XP, I don't really care about that. But Unravel the Mystery and Fired Up Pharaoh are very good. Score 6 goals in Online Mystery Ball for a goal pack. Nice and easy for a 5k pack. And then score a goal with a volley in 2 separate online King of the Hill matches. Again, not too difficult, especially if you just go and play a friend. You can kind of set that up, no problem at all. And you get a Shadow Chem Style. So you're getting 10k's worth of content, a 5k Shadow Chem Style and a 5k pack for just a couple of games. So I think that's quite good. But as I say, for me personally, what I would like is just more of this and much more of this. You know, they've done this for Mummy Mayhem. There's so many other themes that they can do around the Scream team. They didn't do anything like this really for Ones to Watches, or for Team of the Weeks, or for icons, or for flashback cards, or whatever it may be. There's so much. Imagine making a flashback tifo, a flashback stadium theme, a flashback ball, however they would make that look, and then a couple of other little objectives in there to earn just a few little prizes here and there. I rate that. I like that a lot. Jesus Christ, that doorbell was loud. So yeah, I like that a lot. So even though it's not some grand gesture, you know, there's no 95 rated player here or anything of the sort, I think this is pretty cool. On top of that, weekly objectives, this is where I'm at with it. So we've done week 3 gold except for a silver duet, and we've got Scream Jekko, Giant Slayer has been done. I'm working through the other 2. It's been relatively tough, to be fair. So these 2 are offline, so I'll do those in due course. And then slow and steady wins, I've got 7 out of 10. So 3 more assists with Lukaku for that. I am really struggling to score from across, mostly because, and again, I think this is where EA need to do a little bit better. What is determined as a cross isn't whether or not you cross the ball. There seems to be some distance within how far the ball travels before it's counted as a cross. Because I've actually scored 2 goals where I've got to the byline, almost to like where the front post is, tapped square to cross it, Lukaku's headed it in, didn't count as a cross. And when I tweeted a video very similar for the previous cross objective, people were like, that's not a cross, you've like chipped it up to him, even though I've used the cross button, you know. So I think EA could do well in explaining what a cross is in terms of FIFA actual, you know, in terms of how it calculates a cross. I've just generally struggled with this. Now off this, I tweeted out yesterday. Before we get into that tweet, let's go ahead and claim our pack that we got. What was that pack? Was it anything good? It was an Electrum Players pack. So 12 items, 6 golds, only 1 rare. But hey, you never know. Also, I do love this. The new the little parts that they put next to the doors there for the Scream stuff is really cool. And apparently, not that I'd ever know, but apparently you get like bats and stuff. Oh, this is untradeable. That's too bad. You get like bats and stuff if it's a walkout, which is pretty cool as well. So yesterday I tweeted out. Let me actually go and get the specific tweet, because I think it's important to give you guys the full context of where it came from and what was going on. I had tweeted out, I think I'm going to relegate myself to Division 6 to complete objectives. I'm either facing Div 1 and 2 players who have relegated themselves to complete objectives, or Div 2 and 3 players who don't care and sweat it out for rivals points. And the purpose of that was more, not that they sweat it out, it's rivals, it's competitive, right? That's par for the course. It was more for the point of, I'm using a handicap squad against players on my level that aren't, or I'm facing players well above my level that are dropping down. And so it did come out of a little bit of frustration. It came off the back of a couple of losses to one guy who had a really strong team, Ronaldo, Mbappe, Messi, Neymar, Patrick Vieira. I don't know if I've got all the games in because I was frustrated, so I wasn't really like recording them. And I ended up taking like 4 or 5 losses in a row. And it was to the point where it was just like, this isn't worth it. This isn't fun. For that Eden Dzeko card, I want the card, but this isn't a grind. This is beyond a grind. This is just obscene, right? And so I put that tweet out there largely out of frustration. You know, I wasn't really even ever going to relegate myself to Division 6. If I did drop down, I'd probably drop down to Division 4. But as it would turn out, I didn't need to drop down or relegate, because I just ended up losing and drawing so many games. And I drew like 3 games 0-0 and lost like 7, 6 and like 11 form points. So I don't know what was happening with that, but I'm like, where am I right now? Like 14, 36. So I'm still almost in Division 3, and we've been down to Division 4 a couple of times just naturally whilst doing objectives. So I don't mind the bounce between 3 and 4. I have been up as high as like 1,700 points into Division 2, and I've been down as low as, Division 7 where we started. But I'm right now at 1436. So I'm still in that Division 3 area. And it is really tough coming up against players who just don't care for the objectives, aren't playing for the objectives, or have relegated themselves down from 1, 2, or 3, or something that doesn't really get considered much when people are just feeling their own kind of stress and pressure with rivals, people that are good, that are still making their way up the divisions. Like I say, you know, even if you win all 5 games, I think you only get put in Division 4 or even Division 5 anyway. So you might win all 5 games, get put in Division 4, and you could be huge gorilla. So he's going to have to play up through to get to Division 1, right? So I think that's there. But that tweet created a lot of debate within the community. Some people agreed with me. Some people are already doing it. Some people saw my point of view but didn't really agree that it should happen because it impacts everybody along the line. And some people were just flat out like, you shouldn't be doing this. You know, this is as bad as dodging players in champs, which I don't think it's the same in any way, shape or form. But there is also a lot to discuss about that. So with regards to champs and dodging champs, everybody dodged, right? Last year, you could tell you were the home team. So all of the players picked home only. They never played against each other. They were dodging. We discussed that last night. This year, specifically on Xbox, it's really easy to tell who you're playing. You could just go into the menu, look at recent players whilst you're in the matchup screen, and you'll see the name of the person that you are about to play. So you can check that right there. You could be like, search his name, he's not ranked top 100, I'll play this. Or search his name, oh crap, this guy finished 15th in the world last month or last week. I'm not playing this game, I'm going to back out. It's stupid. And apparently there is a tell to know whether you're home or away in champs as well. I have studied the screen on a game where I was at home and on a game where I was away. I can't tell, right? I just can't tell, which actually makes me a lot happier that I hit Elite this weekend, because the fact that I've managed to hit an Elite whilst not playing home only is really good. So imagine if I could play home only, I might be hitting 25, 26, 27 wins. So with regards to rivals and smurfing, which for those that don't know, smurfing is when you either create a brand new account, like so in League of Legends, people that are like platinum and diamond level would create a brand new account in bronze and silver so that they could just have fun, get easy games, easy kills, easy wins, and create cool content for their viewers. And that's known as smurfing. So in FIFA world, smurfing is purposely relegating yourself down divisions from Division 3 down to Division 6 or 7, just for some easy games, knowing that you'll be able to get yourself back up again Wednesday night to get yourself into your respective divisions, so to make sure that you don't miss out on rewards. With regards to smurfing, there's a lot of, like I say, that tweet created a lot of animosity and a lot of debate between a lot of people. And what's really crazy and really surprising to me is last year we did the same thing for way longer and nobody mentioned it. We stayed on purpose in Division 4 last year for months because the rewards were so much more better value for time. It was easy for me to get rank 1. It was... The rewards were extremely good compared to Division 3, 2, and 1, unless you got rank 1, Division 1, which I wouldn't have been able to do because I was on the first owner road to glory and I wouldn't have been able to compete against those pro players. And it was just a much more enjoyable time. And they used to have weekly objectives that required you to go into rivals to complete them. And nobody said anything. Now, all of a sudden, there's this massive outcry about how this is unfair. And so I asked people, what changed? What changed from this year to last year? And it seems like a lot of people are taking issue actually with the icon stuff. So people are saying, you know, when I'm playing with my first owner League 1 squad and it's like 76 rated and I've got a couple of silvers in there and I just really don't have a good team, and I come up against someone who's dropped down divisions to, say, for example, complete some Eden Dzeko objectives where they've basically got any team that they want and they just sub on a Serie A player here or there, it has a massive impact. And that's definitely a fair assessment, you know, something I hadn't really considered because there's way more objectives this year than there were last year. And I get why some people are a bit more frustrated this year and why it didn't really matter last year. But the problem, the solution comes from EA and has to come from EA. No, people aren't going to stop doing it. You know, as I say, I'm going to complete all of these objectives in Division 4/3 and hopefully up towards 2. And it's going to be painstaking, but I'm going to do it because I don't want to be part of the problem. In spite of my frustration tweet where I said I'm going to drop down to Division 6, you can see quite clearly I didn't do as such, because otherwise on the way back up I would have completed all the objectives, and I am struggling. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to power through. We're going to manage to complete it one way or another. But there has to be a better way for EA. Now, obviously, what we talked about a lot last year when we talked about completing objectives and EA giving us things to grind for within the game's capabilities, That has to be here again this year. It has to be, it's all well and good saying they should create a new mode, they should bring back the DKT. We have to work with what we actually have, not what we could potentially have, because that's all that EA can work with as well, unless they pull some miracle and give us some incredible items in the, or, you know, like a brand new add-on mode, like the World Cup mode, and do something like that for tournaments. But the best thing that I can think of, we had a few theories like floating around on Twitter today. We was discussing it with a lot of you guys, and some of the theories that I had, they had like holes in them that would have been easy to manipulate. But one of the best things that I feel like we've come across is to tie it to rivals' points, right? So, for example, in week 3 gold, is it making progress? Yeah, making progress. Earn 3,000 rivals points. Well, you could tie this with any other objective here. So you see this one, in a rivals match, win a match where you score 2 goals with silver players. Why not have earn 3,000 rivals points and score 2 goals in a game with a silver player, or and score 5 goals, or well, you couldn't really do scoring and rivals points, but you could have it as earn 3,500 rival points whilst playing with no, you know, minimum of 5 silver players in your starting 11 and reserve. In your starting 11. So that way, when people sub out 3 of those silver players, because again, everyone will always manipulate it to their favor, they will still have to have 2 silver players on their team. And that at that point now, you're playing for rivals points. So quitting the game doesn't work because you don't get any rivals points. Rubber banding, so tying an elastic band to your controller so that you don't stop moving and don't get booted out of the game, won't work because you'll only get 150 points per game for each loss. So it will incentivize people to actually play, try and score, try and get those wins. And, you know, it will be a lot more fun dropping down a couple ranking points here or there and then pulling it back up and dropping down and pulling it back up whilst constantly progressing towards an objective, rather than sitting here saying, first and foremost, gee, I hope I score a cross, and then I hope it's recognized as a cross in a game. And then for the other thing that I've got left to do is win a match in rivals and score 2 goals with silver players. Do you know how hard that's going to be for me to complete? I don't think I'll be able to complete it. I've got 3 days left to do it. And this is the sort of thing where I will not realistically be able to complete it, not even in an unreasonable amount of time, unless I relegate myself. Because I come up against players, some of them are doing challenges in Division 3, some of them aren't, some of them are smurfing, some of them aren't. But when you're talking about scoring goals with a silver player, it's hard enough to get goals in this high elo. You know, most games are finishing 1-0, 2-1s, maybe the odd game is a blowout here or there, but you're talking about game after game after game using these dead silver players and trying to score twice and win. It's not going to be an easy achievement. And then, like I say, with something like this, if the requirement wasn't score a goal from a cross using Serie A player in 4 separate rivals matches, but was use, you know, I like this. Use 3 players with maximum of 83 dribbling and minimum of 70 passing, whilst earning 1,500 rivals points. All of a sudden, that's much better. Worst case scenario, that's going to take me 10 games. If I lose to 0 goals every game, 10 in a row, I complete it. 1,500 points, no problem. Best case scenario, I can do it in 2 games. I win both games by 5 goals, or while scoring 5 goals, I'll get the points, no problem at all. So I think it's on EA to stop people from dropping down divisions for these easy games by creating more achievable yet still grindable objectives without making them to the point where you're either going to have no fun or unable to complete them whilst doing them, or you're going to have to drop yourself down to complete them. And the other way, well, there's multiple ways to stop people from dropping down divisions. Like most other ranked games, once you achieve a division, you can't come down. Like in Fortnite, for example, once you get to Division 1, which is their lowest division, or so starting division, you can't go down. Once you achieve Division 2 points, your points can go down, but you'll never actually drop out of Division 2 into Division 1. EA could do that as well. I don't know how that would work for rewards and whether or not EA would like that, but basically, if I get into Division 2 and my skill rating might come down, but I don't actually get out of Division 2, then that would alleviate that problem as well. Or have it as like a cap. So after 2 weeks, then you can go down a division. So if, let's say you just had some sick run or something happened, something changed in the game, a patch came out and you started playing badly and you're stuck now in Division 2 playing Division 2 players, you obviously don't want that. So you want to be in a division that suits your skill rating, which is the whole point of this. The other thing that EA can do to stop people from dropping down divisions to smurf rewards is by actually rewarding people for the relevant division that they are in and the rank that they get. And so in Division 4, which is where I'm at, but these are Division 3 rewards, because like I say, I've been in Division 3, I will get, for finishing rank 1 in Division 3, 2 rare mega packs and 1 rare election players pack. Let me get up Division Rivals rewards, because they are the same. Compared to last year, they're exactly the same. So in Division 3 rank 1, I get 2 rare mega packs and a rare election players pack. In Division 2 rank 1, I would get 1 rare mega pack, 2 mega packs, and a rare mixed players pack. So that's a pack that contains bronzes. The difference between skill level for Division 3 to Division 2 right now in FIFA, because people are still concentrated heavily in divisions sort of like 3 through 6, is wild, right? It's tough up in even high Division 3. I'm playing against people that I don't come up near that level of player in weekend league, even when I'm playing against elite level players. And the reward for it is nowhere near more valuable. If we then look the opposite way, Division 3, which is this reward, versus Division 4, for finishing rank 1 in Division 4, which is arguably considerably easier, because if you think about where the thresholds are of the points, right? You could be in Division 3 and have like 1,600 to 1,700 points and be playing a really high level of FIFA, whilst you could be in Division 4 and be playing at, I think it's 950 where it relegates you. So you could be playing at 1,000 points to 1,250 points ELO. You know, if I relegate myself now down to Division 4 and then played at a low Division 4 area, I'm going to be playing players that are just nowhere near as good as me, right? The difference between the two division highs and lows is a wild gulf in class, right? We're talking like Elite 3 level to Silver 2 level. It's a wild gulf in class. And yet the rewards for Division 4 rank 1 is not even, it's negligible compared to Division 3 rank 1. You get a 50k pack, a mega pack, and a prime gold players pack instead of 2 55k packs and a 30k pack. So you get 140k's worth of packs from Division 3 rank 1, and you are getting 130k's worth of packs from Division 4 rank 1. And so what EA need to find a better way to do is a better way to balance how and where people are rewarded and what for. Because if me staying in Division 3 is far more rewarding, then I'm not going to want to relegate, because that Jekko is going to be an extra bonus on top of the rewards that I'm getting. And when we talked about this last year, and this is why I stayed in Division 4 last year, because getting rank 1 in Division 4 was just so much better. And then I think we stayed in Division 2 for a little while because we were getting really good rewards from rank 3 Division 2 until they nerfed them. And because we didn't even play rivals, we just took our champs points. That was enough for rank 3 Division 2. Didn't even have to play the game mode, right? So there's a lot to be said for how EA can help that. But the other thing that I think would be cool, and we talked about this a lot last year, I think this would be good for squad battles rewards. I think this will be good for FUT champs and FUT rivals rewards. But when we look at this Jekko, I know some people will not agree with this, right? And I know it will be the people that are from the lower tier divisions. EA need to make it so that I am more rewarded for completing these objectives in a higher division to stop me from wanting to go down the lower division. So quite simply have, win, where's the wins one? What was the wins one? Score a goal using players with 75 pace and 80 physical in 3 separate rivals wins. You should get progress points like you do with rivals points for the division that you're in. So if you achieve this in Division 1, you get more points. So instead of getting an 87 Jekko with those stats, he has 95 shooting. I'm not even saying boosting his card to a 90 rated or anything like that, but just one stat or a couple of stats here or there with a bit of a bigger boost. So you achieve that in Division 1, a little bit of a lesser boost in Division 2, a little bit of a lesser boost in Division 3, and to the point where, I'm actually sitting here saying, no, I want to complete these objectives in Division 3. In fact, I want to try and get into Division 2 to complete some of these objectives because I'll get a little bit more rewarded for it. that's every time I talk about that, I know some people have like take issue with that. I'll give you an idea of why I think it would work more specifically well in squad battles is because if in rank 1 you got, let's say, a 94 rated Edin Dzeko Screamer card, one person in the world is going to get that card. Rank 2 to 10, let's drop it down to a 93, and now only 9 people are going to get that card. Now we drop it down to a 92, down to a 91, down to a 90. Everyone in Elite 1 gets an 89 rated card, Elite 2 gets an 88 rated card, and Elite 3 and lower gets the 87 rated card that's on offer. Do you know what that would make me do? That would make me play the hell out of squad battles to try and get, well, I know I can get top 100, but it would make me try and get into that top 20 or top 10 ranking so that I can be one of those extremely few people that actually gets that good player. And it's the same for rivals. If you just give, whether it's with the season objectives card or whether it's with, you know, again, we talked about it a lot last year, but if my rivals rewards, when I look at the rewards, if I go here now and I look at these objectives, if one of the objectives, if the, you know how we've got 3 things on the screen here, if the thing that is here, let's add a card here, let's add a Screamer card here. Let's say Screamer Jack Butland, and if you finish rank 2 in Division 3, you get such and such Screamer Jack Butland. If you finish in rank 1, he's a little bit better, rank 3 a little bit worse, rank 4 a little bit worse, rank 5 a little bit worse. And then in Division 2, instead of having Jack Butland, it's Kepa. So in Division 2, rank 1, it's like an 88 rated Kepa, rank 2 is like an 87 rated Kepa, and so on and so forth. So you're actually rewarding people. The better, the higher the division, the better the card that you get for playing in the division that week. And then the higher the rank, the better the card, that specific card is. That again would cause people to want to actually stay in their division because they will get rewarded for it, rather than thinking, do you know what, I could drop down to 1,000 skill rating, I could smash everyone in my path, get these objectives done so quickly, all I'd have to do is throw a couple of games here or there, quit out, and then don't, you know, keep my skill rating low, because it's way easier for a reward set that is barely worse than an entire division or 2 above. Because like we say, in Division 2, you get 2 rare mega packs, 2 mega packs, a rare mega pack and a rare mixed players pack. Even that for value is only about 140 to 150k's worth. So as you go up a division, you're getting 0 to about 10 or 15,000 coins worth of packs bonus, whilst having to play at a much higher level of quality. And I just don't think that's right. So yeah, we talked about it in the last video a little bit. Obviously talked about it in depth in this video a lot more. I am going to just stay trying to play in the division that I'm in. As I say, I've dropped a few skill rating points just naturally because I've been losing games trying to complete these objectives, especially trying to force the ball to Lukaku. That's what's costing me. I've had multiple goal scoring opportunities where I could have just put the ball away and actually got a draw or got a win, but I'm trying to cross it to Lukaku, and it's just causing me issues. In fact, if you see how many games I've played with him, 14 games and only 8. That's how long I've been trying this for so far. 14 games, and I've got 1 cross scored with him. It's bad, man. It's really tough. I've also only got 5 assists. Yeah, I've got 7 assists on the board, so I've obviously got another player in my squad that's fitting that criteria for the assists as well, which is quite nice. But yeah, we're going to get into a couple of comments, real quick comments, and there's only a few games and a little bit left of today's video. So for now, that's where we're at. So let me know what you guys think. I'll be really interested to hear the discussion points on this one, and I will be right back. All right, guys, as we go into the gameplay, first of all, I built a 2-player pack. I just wanted to see the animation, actually. EA added some cool pumpkins and an RIP grave to either side of the door. And so I've heard and briefly seen on Capgun's Tom's stream, when you get a walkout, bats and stuff fly out and stuff too. Now, I know that there's like, I've seen anything EA do just creates toxicity, right? I've seen the toxicity from this. Oh, they could do that, but they can't fix gameplay. You guys have to understand, right? I'm all for bashing EA where it's relevant and where it can help. This is 2 entirely different teams. The gameplay producers and the content producers, or the visual effects producers, they're not the same, right? So they could keep improving visual stuff over and over and over. It doesn't take away from the guys that are building the gameplay, right? It's not the same. So I just wanted to let you guys know that, right? I think it's pretty cool. I like it. It's a nice little addition. I'm excited to see what else they may do for the rest of the year, really, for FUTMAS promo, for Team of the Year, for Team of the Season, for any carnival events, for whatever may come. for Black Friday and things like that. You know, it's good. So I've got just a couple of comments because, as I say, there's not really much gameplay to look at today. The first one is from Nicholas. He says, so what's a grind and what's a chore? Actually coming from yesterday's video, but we talked about it a little bit in today's video as well, in all the long conversations that we had. And it's a fair comment because somebody had tweeted me and said whether it's a grind or a chore really is subjective, right? And I think for me personally, and this may be just for me personally, right? But I want long-term objectives that you can complete without having to go out of your way necessarily to do something obscure. Like, for example, scoring with a Serie A player from across in Rivals 4 times within a 7-day period. That is a chore. And the reason why that is a chore is because it's already difficult to score from crosses, let alone adding more stipulations and a time limit. It's a bit more difficult. Now, if there was an objective of, for example, score 25 crosses, score from 50 crosses, score from 100 crosses, 250, 500, 1,000, 2,500, 5,000 and 10,000 crosses, that's a grind because I'm not forced to do it in a certain amount of time or with a certain player or anything like that. And it would be something that you could just work towards over time without thinking, holy crap, I'm now going to have to force myself to score from a method that is so difficult to score from anyway. Mostly, even, like, you kind of have to do it via low crosses rather than high crosses because high crosses just don't really seem to work. But yeah, so it is personal, right? It is like for me, the Jekko challenges in Rivals are a bit of a chore, specifically the crossing one. For some, it would be a grind. For some people, it'd be a fun grind where they get to play with players that they wouldn't normally have played with and so on and so forth. And so I concede the point, that it's not always the best for everyone. But yeah, that's where we're at with that. I just wish we had more milestones, more season objectives, and so there was more dynamic approach to it rather than forcing people to use obscure players, specifically silver players in Rivals wins and things. It's just a bit weird and just not something I want really. And again, that might just be me. And then secondly, we have Martin. We haven't got much time here. So he says, hey Nep, do you think there will be some additional XP to earn for season 1? I missed out on the first 2 weeks of FUT, so I wonder if it's still possible for me to grind towards Zaha. I'm currently level 22, or can I stop trying? I think you'll be fine. I don't know for sure, but I'm like this Friday when we get the new weekly objectives, that should be enough for me to get to level 30. I'm already very close. I'm only like 8,000 or 9,000 XP away from it with the daily XP that comes every day. Obviously, all the other bonus XP that we get, the 100s and 50s here and there, and then the week 5 bronze, silver and gold. It will be more than enough for me to complete it with still like 2 weeks left of the month, right? So yeah, you should be absolutely fine to be able to get up to level 30 no matter what. So that, guys, is the gameplay right there. And that, of course, is going to be the end of the video for today. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.